Hello everyone. Before everyone comes in, I'm gonna go ahead and do my little settings thing that I always have to do. Also, if you're here, hello Elfstar. Let's see. Alright, it looks like it works now. I was on the wrong internet. So that makes more sense. I was like, I am not offline. Why does it say I'm offline? Silly. Silly, silly, silly. Hopefully it comes through now. Looks like everything is good on my end. Great. Okay, yes, there we go. I am here. All right. Okay, I think everything is finally good on my end. Sorry about that. Hello everyone. I was on the wrong internet, so I hit stream and then it was like, because I was not on my correct internet. So we're gonna work on this goat today. This is Lucy, and we're actually gonna work on Daisy as well. So we have two goats that we're going to be soldering today. I do have a few pieces left that I have to finish for Lucy that we have to foil, and then we can go ahead and solder. I might just solder Daisy, which is the other goat. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. I hope everyone is doing very well today. Hi. How you doing? Yes. Bah. They make like a little noise. Hello. How's it going? I know it's been like a whole 30 minutes since I talked to you, Stag. Hey, Kate. Welcome, welcome. How's it goating? Fantastic. As I said, oh, why is this? Hold on. My camera is frozen. Rude. Why is my stream doing this today? There we go. Yay. My wife loves baby goats. You're gonna come home one day and it's gonna be in the living room. Goats are awesome, that's why. Especially baby goats. Ooh. I think we're going to be getting some more goats soon here. Buckling in a wether. And they're going to be babies, so every morning I'm going to be bottle feeding little babies. Hopefully we can find some. Goats are like dogs, but stupid. I don't know about stupid. I think you can teach them stuff. I don't know though. I think they're nice. We've been having really nice weather recently, and the lighting is different because my shed doors are open. Ooh, look at all those trees. So that's why I look like one of those like anime characters where like the light gleams out their goats. Or not their goats, their glasses! Ah! I got goats on the mind. Goats on the brain. Fair enough. Fair enough. Man, the goats try to eat my jacket every single morning. I have this like thick denim jacket that I've been wearing, and they try to nibble it every time. I'm like, what about this is appetizing? What about it? So I would argue that goats also eat stuff that you want. I need to wash my little dirty hands off. Hello, good morning. Sorry, I just had lunch right before I came onto the stream. So I had a little hiccup. How goes it in the land of rain? That goes there. We have more pieces to foil than I thought we did. That's okay. Cold and rainy. Classic. More work being done at the house today though. Hooray! Very good. What do you have being done today? More fencing? Now, why did you go and do that? Foil? My goodness. It's not sticking. Not sticking. Building porch for the front door and decking to meet the steps. Ooh. The house with never-ending work being done. Why won't you stick? What is this? The money pits. This foil just does not want to stick to this little piece. So I have some rubbing alcohol in this cloth. So let's see if we can get it to stick now. Well, that is just lovely. I'm just gonna be working all day. There is a sunbeam reflecting off of the metal strip on the door frame of my shed that is blinding me right now. Blinded by the light. Let's close the door. Oh, it's a little better. I have literally literally spent all day since 10 a.m. foiling. I have now vowed to myself to never batch make items again, or at least not to leave each process to do together. Yeah, I personally prefer to do it that way, but only because it helps me feel more organized. But I agree, it is awful. It's terrible. Foiling for 8 hours. Foiling, there's been days where all I do is foil, so I understand your pain. I think my least favorite part about like batch creating is the grinding. Because there's been days where I will grind glass for about 6 hours, which is like basically as long as my little fingers can manage. And then I just have to do it for like 4 more days, or 2 more days, or 3 more days, or however long. And thank you! This goat is possibly one of my favorites, because she has a dandelion for her flower, and I just love it. I hate it. Grinding is the worst. Your fingers just look like cut up prunes afterwards. It's so bad. This beam of sunlight is killing me. Stop. Go away. Whoops. There it goes. Foil, foil, foil. I think we'll stop foiling this lady after this piece. Well, all I have to do for Daisy is foil the eyes, and then we can go ahead and solder her up. We can get to the cool stuff. The soldering. The soldering. Let's switch out. Switch out. Yes, I only use black backed foil because copper and silver backed are just not that good. So unless I like have some laying around and like, or it's like gifted, or I like just somehow come into its ownership, I won't use copper or silver backed foil. Something about it just is like less adhesive, which is kind of annoying. Next payday I should get the rest of my glass and tools. Ooh, exciting! I don't recall if I've asked you before. I feel like I did last time, but do you have something that you want to make? Like, do you have a project in mind already that you want to do for your first one? I'm sorry if it's a repetitive question. I just have the worst memory. Just the worst. Put you over there. Bring in little Miss Daisy. Yes. Okay. Yes. I didn't recall who or what, so that's cool. I'm sorry. Like I said, I have the worst memory. That you want your first project to be a door too? That is adventurous. Adventurous. But not impossible. There's this guy that I know that his first piece was this like 4-foot wide circular window. I've been trying it out today. Some of the star decorations are clear. It's been so frustrating. Yep. It's terrible. Terrible. Alright, so for the eyes, I generally like to use my smallest foil, which is currently rolled in on itself. Yeah, the dandelion is cute. It's cute. And the reason that Lucy has a dandelion is because she's the odd one. She's like always been the odd one out. Like she was raised with a horse, so she like doesn't act like a goat. It's a small window. Oh, okay, gotcha. In my brain, like in my memory, it was like a full door. Whoopsies. Is that background turquoise or pale blue? It's like a light minty turquoise, I would say. And I think it suits her wonderfully. So I'm glad you like it. HOAs are the biggest scam in the history of the whole universe. Oh, you want to make a beautiful stained glass door? No. What is that? Well, why? I mean, I get it. There's like people that'll like, you know, have like businesses where they like they like run a garage out of their house or something, like an auto shop. But it's like, oh, you can't make this beautiful piece of artwork for your home. You can't color the door red. You can't color in this color. Hate it. Hate it. We technically lived in a neighborhood that had an HOA in our last house, and we didn't listen to anything because we didn't own the house. We're not like, you know, we weren't like ruining stuff or anything, but I feel like this is the other eye. This is this eye. That's not, it doesn't look right. There we go. That looks so much better. Yes. Hey Jay, how's it going? Glad to have you here. We're going to be soldering up little Daisy here today, so I'm just getting the final piece foiled right now, and then I'll go ahead and set up for soldering. Little eyeball. Perfect. Daisy. Oh, you can't see her little face because of the glare. It's annoying. There we go, that's better. That's better. Hey, Wendy, thank you so much. Can you leave a foiled project sit for a while? Does it ever come unfoiled over time? Honestly, the issue with leaving it foiled for an extended period of time is actually oxidation on the copper, like on the foil itself. So there have been times where I have left a project to sit, like if I was working on a personal project or whatever, and I was kind of not feeling it, and then I waited like a few weeks to solder it. It tarnishes and it'll like oxidize, and it'll make it so it's a little bit harder for the solder to stick to the foil, even with flux. So I think that's going to be your biggest issue. If the foil is applied properly and it's a high quality foil, then you shouldn't have a problem with it coming up, although it can. I mean, there's like pieces of glass that I have that I got from like some estate sale, and it was like foiled, and you could tell it was just had been foiled for years and they hadn't touched it, and it was like impossible to get off. So I'll be soldering a Mike Myers piece I'm working on today. That's so cool. Awesome. Do you post your work anywhere? Have I asked you that before? Because if you do, please feel free to put like your handle for like if you post on Instagram or whatever. Yeah, that's a really good question, Kaylin. Good question. I generally try to foil within a week. That's kind of pushing it, but within a week is usually fine. All right, let's set up for soldering. Let's get my phone out of here.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It's Tuesday, isn't it? Hi.
Oi.
Oi.
You got a license to tell what day of the week it is?
You got a license to come in here shirtless?
You get permission from the gov? Hi everyone. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Get out of here. You're flexing.
I'm not flexing.
Get out of here.
Flexing? Why don't you just come on your stream and start flexing randomly? So weird.
Stop. It's fine. That was just me being dramatic, but it just spooked me. Whew.
How's it going? How's the stream?
Pretty good.
Any regulars? We got Mork and Mindy guy.
A few regular. Mork and Mindy?
Mork and Mindy. Nanu Nanu.
Oh, is that?
It's from the Mork and Mindy show.
I remember now.
Yeah.
That was like a reference that like.
Yeah, it's an old like 60s show or something, 70s. Shot spot. Ding bang. Flip flop.
Sounds like you're talking to Bean.
Blue flop.
Pipple?
White buffalo tattoos. Wait, white buffalo.
Ah, yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you for connecting that dot. I was like, you messaged me or said something in like my DMs, and I was like, white buffalo tattoo. I feel like I recall that, but I don't know who that is in the stream.
Hi everyone. How's it going? Stay. Don't click out. Here she is.
Can't tell you how much I appreciate your like Cam video. I'm self-taught and Cam seems so intimidating. Your video gave me the confidence, and I decided to buy some on my next supply trip. Yay! I'm so happy to hear that. I tried really hard to like explain every part of it, so I'm happy to hear. Hooray! It's still like, it can be a little tricky even when you first try it. Like when I first tried it, I literally had no idea what I was doing and it was awful, but I think with my tips and tricks it'll kind of make it a little easier.
Were you like singing an angelic note when that cut out? Were you like,
No, I was like, let's see. Bigfoot got shaved.
Bigfoot got shaved.
Are you Bigfoot?
Oh, I thought it was Fuzzy and Harry and all the other.
I don't think
nicknames.
Nanu has been around for Charlie calling you Fuzzy and Fuzzy Wuzzy and
All the nicknames.
yeah.
Bigfoot. Yeah. So I'd keep a beard though. Skunk Ape. That's what we have down in Florida.
Skunk Ape! Yes!
Skunk Ape.
If y'all don't know about Skunk Ape, you need to. Mindy, I used to get asked, where's Mork all the time when I was little.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
Brian.
good show. I used to find it hilarious when I was a kid. Mork and Mindy.
I was gonna say, it's Brian, the bearded wonder.
Step right up.
Alright,
So
right now
created
we
French
are tacking, or we're going to start tacking everything. So I'm just applying my flux to all the joints. I really, really wish that this was a better light. It wasn't as, like, reflective. I don't recall this being this big of a problem before, and now it's like the beginning of my existence.
Yeah, I'm like purple black hair. Like I'm just made out of bruises. Bearded wonder.
There we go. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's a little better. So we're going to put flux on all of our little connecting points. I usually like to solder the outside pieces first. That way everything is kind of like together, like it can't be smooshed apart. So we'll go ahead and connect all the border pieces first. I hate that on Restream, because of the aspect ratio I have it at, it fills in, like, the message I see for my Instagram is SunBearGlassCraft, and then the second line is Asscraft.
Nice.
I really am craving getting a little tan goat now. I wasn't an hour ago. Yeah, this is like one of the cutest goats I've ever seen. Obviously her name is Daisy, and like she was their smallest goat, and they called her their little chicken nugget, and she's just like her pictures, she is just a little chicken nugget.
Just gonna show you a magic trick real quick.
What?
You hit control.
I know, I like it big, because
Oh.
otherwise I'm squinting. I'm like an old person.
Well, if you're triggered by the ass
No,
craft.
I think it's funny every time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
You think I don't know how to control plus?
I don't know
Who
what
do you think I am?
I don't know what you Play School Apple users freaking know how to do.
This is when.
I know. You're still a recent convert.
My God, that was 5 years ago.
Open Device Manager. Run a program.
No.
Show me how to run. Exactly.
Why are you grilling me?
Open Command Prompt in Administrator.
Nerd.
Go through your directories.
You know I had a PC before I had a Mac, right? Okay.
I'm only Josh here. Okay.
Triggered.
I have Uber nerd status. Back in my day, frickin'
You ruined.
Family friendly stream. Sorry. Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
No crap. Yeah, I had to. Yeah, we had to type everything back there. I caught myself. We won't get demonetized, but it's far too wholesome for F-bombs on the stream. That's for my stream.
That's what I'm saying. Look at this. Look at this precious goat. And you're dropping F-bombs.
Where's D-Live? Speaking of dropping F-bombs.
No idea. Hey dude, goat looking real smart with its flower dicky bow. Thanks. Thanks, Neil. How are you doing today?
Yes.
I'm sorry that I'm not old. I don't know about your commands and stuff.
It would say like command unrecognized or some crap in response to silence, lol. Popping in to say hi.
Oh, hi Dan. Bye Dan. Thanks for popping in. We'll be here for a little bit. Alright, I actually need to plug in my soldering iron.
Do they all have different flowers?
Yes. Daisy, this one was, I originally drew her, or wait, yes, I originally drew her with a marigold because I thought that'd be really cute, but they have a goat named Marigold, so we are saving the marigold for later. So we went with a lily because I've already done a daisy.
What's up there? Is that a dandelion?
Yes.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, dandelion.
DOS-based systems. Yeah, when I was in the army, we used a lot of Unix and Linux OS, which is felt right at home in terms of like running like a DOS type program.
Where do they keep all these panels? They keep them in their home on these like huge. They have like a huge wall of sliding glass doors. I think they have. They just got a new house and they have a sunroom. I think is kind of what it is. And they just have them like they're just surrounded by goats because this will be the 9th and 10th portraits, and they just got 2 goats. So in total, I'll be making, if they want portraits of the new goats eventually, then they'll have 21 portraits. So they'll just be like basking in the glory of the goats. Alright, I think this looks pretty good, so we'll go ahead and tack it. Sorry, I hit the camera with my glasses.
What do you do in the Navy there, Nanu?
Nanu.
What's your MOS?
Is this good? Is this even? It doesn't look even to me. I'm gonna fiddle with it a little more. Job stability. Heck yeah! Heck yes! It's the most strange blessing I could have possibly have been given.
From a wholesome goat lady too.
I know. I know, she like sends me birthday gifts and stuff. It's just like, what? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this?
She really likes you. She's a very good client right there.
Also, high risk, if I didn't already say those exact words. Welcome. How you doing? Alright, I think it's about as good as it's gonna get. We're gonna move it back over here. Grab our little solder beads.
Is DLive still a website? Like, I haven't seen it budge the whole time.
It's pretty common to not have any DLive people for a while. I mean, like, John Jones came in the other day for like a minute. And then...
It's pretty dead.
That was it. Yeah, DLive is... sleepy and dead.
Squids don't have an MOS, we have rates. I was in AK and then SK, and then we OS, or E6. OS1 is the equivalent to an E6, is what you're saying. I worked in logistics, on the flight deck, the air transfer office. That's pretty cool. I was also in aviation, not on flight decks, but on flight lines as a pilot for the military, and then contractor test pilot for Textron Corporation, Huntsville, Maryland.
It sounds like
Huntville. Right? No, not Hunt Valley. Huntsville is where I would travel, which is Redstone Arsenal in Alabama, but yeah, Hunt Valley, my bad.
Those are blocking out a beam of sunlight from going directly into my eye.
Is it really?
Yes.
You realize they're so strategic. So they call civilians, they call you guys squids. It's legit though. 20-year retirement stuff.
But yeah, Textron sounds like the evil corporation name in like any like movie, like an evil bad guy.
Textron. It's actually a really stupid name. Because before World War II, they made textiles. And when they switched to creating like weapons and aircraft parts, they never changed their name. So they're still named after the textile business that it originally was. It's really stupid. Technically, Textron bought us out. I technically started out working for AAI. But while I was working there, they got bought by Textron, and then everything went downhill.
Yes, another question.
Oh. Cool. What did you fly? Were you Army? A buddy was a warrant with the Night Stalker. Oh shoot. He flew helicopters, but I forget, longbow or something. So Apache longbow is a attack helicopter. Nothing that cool. I was a drone pilot. The bigger boys. But it was all basically line of sight drones. Nowadays they have SATCOM drones where you can have pilots literally sit either in Tampa or Las Vegas and remotely fly planes across the world because it's communicating through satellite. But yeah, all of our stuff was like line of sight antenna type stuff. But yeah, I flew little ones, bigger ones with laser designators.
I feel like whenever, like how you were just like, it was nothing that cool, it was flying drones. I feel like that's the same energy when people are like, you do glass work? Well, you blow glass? And I'm like, no, it's not that cool.
Well, to you, I mean, like, I have about, I believe, close to 3,000 combat flight hours. I'd have to look at my flight records, but I'm in the 4 digits of flight hours. So, yeah, I get to say it's boring. It's a mundane job. It's like any other job. Even you get the coolest job in the world, after a while, it's like, yep, this is work.
I bet even James Bond had to do paperwork.
Yeah, James Bond. It's a completely ridiculous character in every way, shape, and form. Completely ridiculous. Absolute 100%, without argument, Cold War propaganda to make other countries think that our spies were like had laser pens and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not getting into it. I can say the word cold. I can say Cold War.
I know,
war
it's
propaganda.
just you.
They're not going to censor Cold War propaganda.
You're not talking about stained glass.
I know.
I usually narrate when I'm soldering.
True.
So people aren't like, what the heck is this person doing?
I'm just here causing chaos. What else do I do? But if you want to put out your Bob Ross vibes, I don't know.
Happy little goats.
Happy little goats.
Hi, Amy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope you're doing well today. Dude, James Bond in stained glass, so it's relevant.
There you go. Tie it all back.
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, RC is a lot of fun though. I used to go out to different fields and fly RC planes. I had a little, it was called a night vapor, which basically, if you had like 2-mile-an-hour winds, it was going to be, like, you were going to be fighting it horrendously. Like, it's pretty much only designed for, like, zero wind flying, but, yeah. I've flown some of the bigger boys, too.
Good to hear. I am doing very well. Soldering, listening to Brian talk about RC planes.
Nanny's bouncing off me. I did FPV drone racing. The FAA can bite me.
Hi, Joyce. Thank you so much.
That's funny.
Also, hi, Deuce.
Yeah, FAA sucks. It's really weird nowadays, now that everybody and their mother has a drone, because technically, I mean, like, so many people are violating airspace without having any idea. It's got to be chaos for ATC nowadays. I'm not sure what an FPV drone is. Something piloted vehicle, maybe? My dad loves RC planes. He's obsessed. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Oh, they're killing the hobby. I could see that. Oh yeah, that would be so cool. You have that kind of setup? You have like a what do you call it? GoPro on like the drone itself, or like a front-facing camera. That would be awesome. Do like Oculus Rift.
Yeah, my friend has a drone, and he like showed me footage where like a bunch of bees, like hornets, were attacking it up in the air, like it was like really high up.
It's hilarious.
Get out of here, Solder Splash! Yeah, it's so annoying when you get those little beads that fall down. They like suction to the glass, so you gotta wait for them to cool before you can go in and grab them.
I always felt bad about the birds. The birds that would eat it every once in a while.
Survival of the fittest, I guess.
Survival of the fittest. You wouldn't even know it either. You'd be like, you would know why, but you'd be like, oh, a bird hit the plane, because there would be like streaks of blood down the wings. Why is this
being so dumb today?
Generate! Uh-oh.
Ooh, hello! Hi, Gish! I don't know who Tana is, but hello, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Yes. Soldering is one of my favorite parts too. I think like finishing it out, like soldering and polishing, that's like my favorite part. Ooh, you sent people. Thank you, Gish. Hi. No. How was your stream? Thank you so much again. I'm sorry my notification doesn't work for some reason. When people raid me, I always forget to go in and fix it later. No, Kate, I did not watch the drone footage of that.
That sounds pretty cool, though.
Hey, hello, Darkest Sky Flame. Welcome.
You're good.
Well, I'm glad to have you all here. We are, as you can see, soldering this goat today. This is portrait number 9 that I've done for this person. She has a really big herd of goats, and she just loves them to pieces. So we're doing singular portraits for each one. So this is Daisy. We also have another one. Her name is Lucy, that we're going to be soldering. I don't know if it's going to be today or later on when I'm off stream. Usually I can only stream for about 2 hours because of my hotspot data.
That's going to change, though.
Yes, that'll change if we get another one.
To change next month.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Stay tuned for
that.
December or November 11th, because you're going to see a lot more SunBear.
Are we like officially getting another one?
And if you're subbed to me too, you're going to see me. So, do we need I don't think we need another one.
Oh, okay.
I just think that we should, now that we have, the backup, that we should totally just devote it 100% to getting our live streams up.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we use a lot of bandwidth.
24-hour live stream?
Until we live stream. 24 hours. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like the goats. I kind of stumbled into this because I started doing stained glass, and then I posted on TikTok, and the owner of these goats found me through there and saw a goat portrait that I was doing, and she was like, that's what we're gonna get goat portraits for all of them. And she's just like the nicest person. She's got all these cute goats. It's awesome. And no 24-hour live stream. I would die. I couldn't live stream for more than like 7 hours without being like, batteries depleted, need to be an introvert.
Just need some bang energy.
Yeah, just make my heart stop.
Hey, if
Weird heart palpitations.
If you're just getting showered in super chats or something, like, do you think you would
Oh, I would keep going for sure.
yeah,
if I was just getting,
go,
if I was just getting super chats rained on me, I would keep going for sure. What other commissions do or have you done? I have done quite a few. I do lots of animal portraits, so goats, cats. I've done one horse portrait and a few dogs as well. I've done like Nightmare Before Christmas. I did a traditional Dutch piece for someone. I've done like strawberries for someone's kitchen, like just kind of all sorts of things. Yes, I want to do another moth.
Yeah, the moths looked really good. The moths you made.
Yeah, Gish.
You should show them your recent one. That thing is insane.
Oh yeah, if everyone hasn't seen already, I've posted this on my Instagram. But this is like, I'm very happy with how this turned out. This is the most recent piece that I made for my upcoming shop update, and like, it just, the webcam will never do it justice. So you gotta go look at the Instagram. But I'm super happy with how this came out. I wanted to ask if there's a way to attach a stained glass panel to a vinyl window. I'm not entirely certain, to be honest. I like make stained glass, but then I'm like not very good at having any of my own and like hanging it.
Right,
So
you got a big audience now, so I'm gonna leave you.
Okay.
Dr. Chaos is departing.
Okay. Goodbye.
Godspeed, everyone. Have fun.
But yeah, so like little introduction, since there's a lot of people who, on Twitch who are not familiar with me. My name is Rachel. I'm a full-time stained glass artist, and I mostly do like small to medium pieces. Ooh, I'll show you. So I do, like, every few months I do shop updates that are themed. So this upcoming shop update is the last one of the year, and it's going to be Berry Mary, because I obviously like bears. So this is the first time I've made bears in my 2 years being a glass artist. And I work with a lot of like paints. So these are the other things that I've made for the update, in addition to that like mountain thing I just had. So I'm gonna be making like little charmies like this. Little bears. I'm very, very happy with how these came out. Yeah, the tree one might be my favorite, but this one is the first thing that I've ever made for myself that I'm gonna be keeping. So I think I'll make another one, but this is the first thing that I'm going to be making and keeping for myself. These are gonna be probably in the 30s, just because like the ones without paint might be a little less. I haven't quite decided, but the ones with paint, since they take a bit longer and there's a bit more planning that goes into it, they'll be like in the 30s, probably low 30s. But I also use a lot of specialty glass, so this is really expensive glass, so that's kind of factored into it as well. Like for this one, this is iridescent, you can't really tell, blue glass, so. Kind of a vague answer, but I hope that was a good enough one. Anyway, let's get back to soldering. I just wanted to give a little introduction. I will be listing them December 2nd at, I think, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I always say 7 p.m. and then I'm like, wait, no, 8 p.m. But I'm pretty sure everywhere it says 8 p.m. Horribly disorganized. And like I said, that'll be the last shop update of the year. I tend to have little tiny charms too. So I'm going to have little like honeycomb charms with little paintings on them. So lots of different options for people. All right, so now that we have this tacked, I'm going to go ahead and take the pattern out from under it. I just like to keep the pattern under it whenever I first start soldering because it's easier to line everything up. We'll just put this over yonder. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it's, I still don't have all of the things for the update yet. Like I haven't like decided on some of the patterns that I'm going to be making. I need to sit down and finish them. But a lot of times, like the pressure of the upcoming shop update makes me like get really creative. So I'm not worried about it. All right, so because everything is tacked, we're going to go ahead and just kind of start soldering and making stuff pretty. I think what I'm gonna try this time is just tinning first, and then we'll go in and make it real nice and pretty. So tinning versus beading. I'm not really, when I say tinning, I'm not really caring about what it looks like. I'm just getting the solder on there, and then we can build more up later. Have you ever done or thought about doing a panel, like a whole window or door? And yeah, the mountain piece is super gorgeous. Thank you so much. I have done a large piece before. I've done, the largest one I've done was 12 by 21 inches. And that was probably the biggest I'll ever do. I really don't enjoy doing large pieces. So I tend to like smaller and more detailed pieces. So definitely, I don't think I'll be doing any windows. There might be a window commission that I'll be working on at some point for a family friend. But it's like, I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable. Pricing is really high, and I don't like asking people for money. So you would think after 2 years of being self-employed and doing this full time, I'd be better about it, but it still just like makes me nervous. So the 12 by 21 was a custom commission of an iris. So it's I think I did it back in like maybe May or June, maybe a little earlier. I have it on my Instagram, but it was like a large kind of like an arched window looking type thing. And the Death's Head Hawk Moth was, I want to say that one was 14 inches across. So I don't mind stuff like that. Like the Death's Head is like, I enjoy making stuff that size. It's just like the big window panels that take like 8 hours to solder, and I just, it's too much. It's much too much for me. It might be like my my instant gratification thing. Like, you know, I just want to like make something in like a day. And I don't like, the reason why I don't like doing large pieces is it's just, it's more stressful in my opinion. So a lot can, like, I feel like more can go wrong. Shipping it is very nerve-wracking because you don't want anything to happen during shipping. I think the large panel that I'm talking about, that iris panel, I think it took me around 24 hours total. So, you know, if something happens to that and you have to fix it, if there's like something catastrophic, that's like heartbreaking. So I just don't like it. And I tend to just like smaller things in general. I have a loft over the living room, and I want to make a divider type thing about 12 inches high along the whole thing. Ooh, that'd be cool. For those who are unfamiliar with this, like I said, we're going to be going in and making this much better looking. So if it's like not very satisfying to watch right now, like it'll get better, I promise. It's just, it looks ugly right now. It's intentional. Sorry, it's like off center. Hopefully you can see it well enough. If you want me to move the camera closer, let me know. This is kind of like the default height, but I don't know how well everyone can see it. It's a stack loads hard work, true, but good when finished. Yeah, for sure. I also want to make a bunch of sun catchers and hang them in the windows so the HOA can stuff it. Yeah, stick it to the HOA. You gotta stick it to the man. See, that seriously makes no sense to me. Beautiful art. Inappropriate. We can't have that in our HOA. Lame. Lame. Honestly, too, it's harder to sell large pieces. I have a lot of luck, and I've had a lot of a lot of sales because of the small stuff that I make. It's very, you know, it's traditional to make a window, but that's like $1,200. So you're gonna have more people that are able to afford something that's $22 and still have like a cute stained glass effect than $1,200. You know, I don't know. I've made big stuff before and listed it for the price that it was, and it took forever to sell, and it's just like irritating. They shovel the snow and mow, and I did not want to do that. That's so lame. Screw that place. And yes, big stuff does need to be a commission. I'm a little bit nervous about that mountain piece that I showed, but it is what it is. Like I said, sometimes big stuff takes a little bit longer to sell, and I put my whole gosh darn heart into that thing. I think it'll sell, though. I think it'll be fine. Alright, this looks good. I'm just going to go ahead and start making it pretty. There's still a few pieces that I could tack, but... or I should say 10. Just saw the blueberries, too! Oh, thank you! Yeah, so I have a Patreon, for those who are unaware. And one of the tiers is a monthly sun catcher, although currently I believe all slots are filled. I have 15 slots available, but I make little sun catchers and I send them out every month, and they are exclusive to Patreon. I will never remake them and sell them in my store, so if anyone is interested in stuff like that, you'll have to keep an eye out for that tier in case any opens up. Hi, good morning. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. We are soldering this little goat up.
Ice cream.
Hi, someone. Thank you for the ice cream. I appreciate it. How are you doing? Hi, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. You are now a sun cub. Working. I'm glad you like the goats. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, also, what kind of stuff do you stream? Chanty? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Do you do art, or like what kind of stuff do you do? Yay, sun cub!
Hey, care if I steal the toaster oven from you?
Nope.
Cheeky pot pie.
I crochet I know what those are, but I don't want to butcher how it's said. That's cool. Crocheting is really fun. I've crocheted a little bit before, but I've never done like those little figurey thingies. I've crocheted like hats, and I've been working on a granny square blanket for like 3 years now, and I doubt I'll ever finish it. Although, like, not with that attitude, right? Right? Crocheting. It's really pretty. It would be so pretty too if I finished it, but it's like at the end of the day, I leave here, go to my home, and then I'm just like, ugh. I want to play some Minecraft. I'm on another Minecraft kick, so that's like all I've been doing. I've recently started to teach myself how to knit, but I'm far from skilled at it. Knitting is like, I've tried knitting once and I was just like, I don't like it. I don't like it as much. I like the different stitches that you can get for you can use for crocheting. I taught myself how to crochet by making those things that I can't pronounce. Forget learning the easy stuff first. Right? You gotta go big or go home. Go big or go home. That's the only way to do it. Alright, I'm gonna try to like keep soldering this and check the chat, but I have to solder this. Keep getting distracted and forgetting where I'm stopping. How much do you want for the mountain piece? Ooh, I have not decided yet. I have not quite decided yet. I have to sit down and really calculate everything, but I'm gonna say at a minimum, probably a minimum is $285, just because of how long it took me and how much glass I used and like the specialty glass that I used for it. So probably around $285. I know someone who's learning to crochet and they're going big by making the tiny. Oh, that's so cute! I love it. That's cute. There's chickens outside my shed. Chickies! Chickies! How big is it? It's about, I think it's exactly 8 inches in diameter. So it's like a pretty decent size. Pretty decent. They're using a 2mm hook for the first order project. What? That's so tiny. I found a bunch of crochet hooks at a thrift store, and so I have like every size you can possibly imagine, and I still have not dug into making any like doilies or doing anything with the small hooks. I really want to because I love doilies, but it's just, you know, just one of those things. I have a mandolin and I want to learn how to play that, and it's just probably just me being lazy, really. Doilies are fun, but definitely challenging. I really like doing annoying small things, though, as if anyone's familiar with my streams and have been here, you know that I make things with lots of tiny, frustrating pieces, but it's worth it in the end. See, that's the thing. Like, oh, doing a big window, it's worth it in the end, but for me, it's less worth it than doing a really small piece and then being like, yeah. I just like making smaller stuff, you know? I just prefer it. But it's kind of funny because, like, there's some glass artists that just would disagree with me up and down. Like, my, I call her my mentor, even though it's kind of like, she loosely has that title. But she only makes big panels. She's been doing stained glass for 30-some years, and she makes these giant dragon panels. And she has collectors that every time she makes something, they will, without hesitation, buy it. Like, tens of thousands of dollars of her glass. And when I told her that I make most of my money with small stuff, she was like, how? I was like, the internet. The internet is a beautiful place. Definitely keeping an eye out for when it drops. This is a must-have. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. I'm very proud of the mountain piece. To date, I believe it's my favorite thing I've ever made. I like saw it in my brain, but it wasn't as pretty as it is like how it looks now that it's finally done. So I love it. And I'm only gonna make one. I might make, there's one other that I want to make, because usually I make a few different colors of big stuff like that. So for anyone who didn't see this earlier, this is what I'm referring to, is this mountain piece. So I think I'm gonna do like a Arctic sunset sherbet color palette. So it's gonna be like pinks and purples and maybe some like oranges if I can find some, and it not be like too abrasive. But that's my thought currently, is to make just like another version of this but a different color, and it be that like kind of sherbet, sunsetty sherbet color. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. If I have time tonight, I'm probably going to start working on the next one. And I'm also going to be making tiny versions of it. So like a 4.5 inch, more simple versions, little mountain circles that people can like buy and use as little ornaments or just put somewhere. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad you all like it. Alright. So that looks pretty good. Now, as you can see, I've left the edges with no solder, and that's done intentionally because we're going to be adding what's called lead came to our edges, and it's going to give like a really nice professional finish. So we're not going to solder all the way to the edge, just so we can leave room for the lead came, and we're actually going to do that step next because I do it whenever I'm done soldering the front. So we'll go ahead and add our lead came. That looks pretty good. Daisy! Oh, she's so cute. Love it. Love her. Alright, let's grab our giant box of lead came. Ooh. So, this is what we're talking about. It all comes rolled up like so. And we're going to be using SU54 for these ones, which is under here. Ooh, I need to do another supply order. I only have one more roll of RE70. Please. Those are both SU54, but I like to start a new roll because it's easier to unroll, and I have a ton of it. So basically, this is gonna be straightened out, and we're gonna like, you know, unroll it and then like pull out all the little wrinkles and stuff. But it's just a U-shaped piece of metal that's gonna go around the outside, and you can see that like it is just gonna give a nice, finish. It'll look nicer than if it was foiled around the edges. There. Now, I believe this is 8.5 inches across. In which case, we'll need what? About like 26, a little less than 8.5. We'll need about 26 inches of lead cane, maybe 27. Let me do some quick math, pi r squared and all that stuff. Whatever the formula is. Ugh, 4.5. Right? No, 4.25. Yeah, 26.7 inches, so we'll round up to like 27.5-ish, just so we have room. So we'll take our tape off. Could you remind me which glass paint you use, please? Yes, I use Pebeo Vitria 160, and I specifically use the transparent glossy paints. Yeah, gloss, brilliant. So that's the bottle. I only have purchased the bottles before, just because I didn't think to buy like the tinier, they come in like tinier bottles. What does a goat portrait cost? If it's personal between you and the customer, I understand. Yeah, no, it's fine. Every portrait, and this includes like every portrait that I've done, is priced differently. So it depends on, I missed this spot up here. It depends on how many pieces are in it, what kind of glass is used, how long I estimate it's going to take me, because at this point I'm pretty good at estimating the amount of time I'm going to need for each portrait. If there's any extra details added, such as flowers and names, that is going to add to it. So for this one, I think she's $295, and then Lucy I think was like $3. I forget what it was because it was a while ago. In the $3s. But usually I start my portraits at $295. Since me and this client have done so many things together at this point, I don't have her at my like baseline starting point, so my starting point is usually $295, and then we'll increase with, you know, extra details and stuff. So I've kind of kept her pricing at the way that I used to do it. So just because like she's ordered things other than goats from me before too, so I feel like it's just better that way. Yeah, of course. You're very welcome. I love the Pebeo paints. Just love it. Okay, all the way to the end from here is 27.5 inches. So we're just gonna draw on our table because we can. But yeah, I used to charge a lot less for my portraits. Like when I first started, I charged starting, I think it was like $195 for portraits, but it was like they take so long and each one is so individual that it really just like wasn't fair to me for like how long it was taking, especially because I used to take way longer, but I was just starting out, so it's fine. So I forget what else I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I hope that answered your question sufficiently though. I'm glad you like them. She's a real cutie for sure. Alright, so I'm gonna move the goat out of the way. I'll kind of move this up So what I do to unroll this, because it's kind of obnoxious, especially the SU54, if you don't do stained glass, it's going to sound like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, so I'm sorry. But this is really thick lead cane, and it's a little bit difficult to work with, so you got to be kind of patient with it. And really, like, I'm smushing it down while unrolling it, so it's not, like, all kinked up and stuff. No, the flour will not be getting the lead cane, just because it's hard to get it, like, in there. I could use hobby cane, but I've always done it like this, and I want them all to look the same. So this is fine. It's just foiled like normal on the outside. But so far, all of her goats have like the same thing going on. So we're gonna try to get this as straight as possible, as flat as possible. Hi, Miracle. How's it going? I am doing very well. We are working on this goat. Currently unrolling the lead cane for her. Just takes a minute. Is that H or U? Oh no. Yeah, it's U. So U channel is all I've ever purchased because I don't do leaded glass work. So for those unfamiliar, there's two different styles of stained glass. There's Tiffany style, which is what I do, where you have copper foil tape and you wrap it individually around every piece. And then there's leaded glass, which instead would have a piece of this lead, but it's shaped like an H instead of a U, and it is what goes between all of your pieces of glass. And then you end up adorable dragon raid. What? Hi. Adorable dragon. Thanks. Thank you for the raid. Welcome. I'm sorry I don't have a little notification. I'm terrible. Okay. Hi, Vixen. How are you? How was your stream? And I don't think I've seen your streams before. What kind of stuff do you stream? Do you do like art or any sorts of like makers and crafting type stuff? I am very good. We're just working on this stained glass goat portrait right now. So this is a commission that someone is having me do, and we have our front soldered. So we're going to be applying this border stuff around it. I am so silly. We don't even need a solid straight piece, because it's going to be 3 individual pieces. I'm silly. Dragons are as cute as stained glass. I sculpt dragon pendants from clay. That's so cool! Ooh, I need to write your name down so I can follow you later. And I need to write down the other person that rated me earlier too. Okay, let's see. Let me get my pin. So otherwise, if I don't do this, then I'll forget it forever. Vixen X69. Vixen X69. And then the other person who rated me was like Shanty. I'm sure it'll be in my notifications or whatever. Wow, Vixen is so mean. That's so cool though. I love it. Do you do it as a... There we go. Yes. Thank you. I didn't know if you were still here. Usually I'm terrible when I raid people. Then I end up just like being like, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna go eat lunch, and I dip out really soon. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I forgot. Vixen is giving us away. Well, you all are welcome here. You are welcome here. I don't make any dragons though, so I might be a little bit of a letdown, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Free to get home. Oh wait, what am I doing? Okay, we're gonna measure this spot first. So it's gonna be like here. So we'll cut it right here. I am currently not up for adopting a chat, but I'm definitely down for fostering a chat. I'll try to give you as good of a foster home as possible. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I do this step on the floor, so I kind of like duck down for a minute. But what I have to do is pull out all these like wrinkles to the best of my ability. You can't really see them, but what I'm gonna do is just try to straighten this out as much as possible. And I do that by taking 2 pairs of pliers, and then I get on the floor and I use my hulking she arms to pull it apart and try to like get all the tension out. So that's what I'm doing down here. Okay, it's a little difficult. This one is, stuff is so thick, but I done good. We done good. So now we're gonna use our lead nippers and cut off these little smooshed bits. And same goes for this side. We're gonna cut it at a different angle though, because this is going to be going into this little nook. And I usually cut them longer than they need to be, so we'll probably have to kind of slowly cut it down. I have never seen anyone do stained glass before. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Welcome. I can't remember if I gave this spiel yet. I know I did a little bit earlier, but I am a full-time stained glass artist. I've been doing this full-time for about 2 years now. Year and a half, 2 years. Year and a half? Year and a half. It'll be 2 years in June. I do a lot of commissions, although I've kind of been slowing down. I moved recently, and I'm just kind of, I live on a farm now. Plus it's a goat, that's a bonus. Yes, I love goats. So I live on a farm now, so I'm like a little bit more busy doing like kind of farm stuff. So I've, my commissions have slowed down a lot since I moved here at the beginning of September. This is used to widen the cane, and there's a part that got kind of smushed, I guess, in shipping that it didn't really come out when I pulled it apart. So you use this to kind of widen it as slowly and gently as you possibly can. That way the glass will fit in there. So that looks pretty good. Gotta take child to triathlon club. So lovely to join you, and thanks for being my foiling buddy. Thank you so much, Kate. It's so good talking to you and being your foiling buddy. And I hope to see you and chat again soon. But yeah, I stream usually at least 2 times a week, although I have slowed down quite a bit because I have a hotspot now because we live out in the middle of nowhere. So it's a little harder for me to get internet. So I have a 100 gigabyte limit, and then for every month. So I used to stream like 4 days a week at least, and I would stream for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. Maybe like 3 or 4 days a week. I might be hyping myself up a little too much. I think it needs to be cut down a little more. Let's see, if this one is this way, and this one needs to be this way. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I think we're gonna be I'll be streaming a little bit more once we kind of we're still kind of getting settled and figuring everything out. So, but I sure do love streaming. I've met so many cool people like on my YouTube, people come into my Discord, lots of other stained glass artists. It's a blast. Just a blast. Ugh. All right. So these are just like silicone finger covers. So I'm using this, we're gonna tack this on here with our iron. And then we can go ahead and finish smooshing down. Sometimes it doesn't like to lie flat in these like really it's so frustrating. I'll tack it here. Nice. That looks good. Now we can attach this here. And that is our border, or one piece of our border. So now we'll do the other parts. Basically the same thing where we're just gonna measure it out, cut our section, stretch it, and then apply it. Kind of the cool part about stained glass too is that everyone does everything differently. So, you know, I know there's a few other stained glass artists on here. They do everything very differently than I do. So it's kind of cool. So even if you do see other stained glass artists like live streaming or, you know, making YouTube videos, everyone has their own flair and their own way that they do it, especially if they're self-taught like I am. Oh, and I meant to ask earlier, if you are still here, Vixen, do you make them as a hobby, or is it like is it like your job? Oh, we have to stretch this. What am I doing? I'm being so silly. I am being so silly. Hobby for now. Hope to make it my job one day. We wish she would sell them. Oh. How long have you been doing it for? We had some exciting ideas today, and I want to make them all right now, but I need to plan them. 2-ish years. Ooh, that's super cool. I really want to see them right now. I'm gonna look up. Do you have an Instagram, by the way, or do you just post, like, are you just like on Twitch? I would love to look up your Instagram right now and see what kind of stuff you make. Just Twitch. Alright, well then I will have to check it out. I want to see. I'm so curious. My internet and my computer just like can't handle me like going through a bunch of different websites and stuff while I'm streaming, at least. Alright. Looks pretty good. Do that. I need to make an Insta, but I need a better camera. By the way, I'm nearly done with the black and white blanket. Ooh, gosh, it's so pretty. I love it. I just love it. Leah, let me borrow your phone so I can take pics. Yes, I need to see pictures. Give phone now. Alright, we're gonna wrestle with this because that's normally what we do. We're not trying to get stabbed in the stomach. No, no. Oh, no, it's okay. So sometimes there's still like some wrinkles in the, not wrinkles, but like little folds and stuff in the lead cane, so you use this to widen the channel so your glass will fit, or just trying to straighten out the channel. I'm definitely making another of those blankets. I have friends pushing me to try and sell one, which I'm considering, though it would have to be for a lot. Just do it. Just do it. There are so many people on the internet that have more money than they know what to do with. Just do it. Trust me. There could just be some random person who sees it, immediately falls in love, and they have to have it, you know? And if you enjoy doing it and you enjoy making it, and then worst case scenario, you just have another one, like, I feel like that's fine too. That's up to you, you know? Personal preference. Personal preference. I'll BRB. Okay. Every time I watch your stream, it makes me want to work on a new project. I still have to finish my first. I have 4 half projects done. I'm sorry. Focus. You must focus. Woo. King B, hello. How are you? Welcome. We're working on goats as per usual. As per usual. God, get on there. Why? This thing is so frustrating. There is nothing about this that should not, like, it should fit, no problem. It's just being finicky. Ah, I know what's wrong. There we go. We'll just switcheroo. Switcheroo. I cut it too short. Gosh darn it. I cut it too short. I knew that I did that too. I was like, no. Alright, so let's do this. Hope you're having a good stream. I sure am. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a nice day so far, whatever you're doing today. Woo. Alright. Tiny bit at a time. Tiny bit at a time. It'll be the right size one day. Eventually. There's just, there's nothing worse than cutting something too short and then it being, like, impossible to get on. Like, it's just like, ugh. So I try to just be very conservative with it and just take tiny little bits at a time. Okay, everything is crooked. Sorry, y'all. That's not very nice to look at. Sorry. Okay, that looks perfect. So, we're going to get our little finger cappy. Press down as hard as we can. Get our soldering iron. And then can smoosh and apply to this side. There's something extra. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. There is something extra that I'm going to be doing to these portraits that I'm going to figure out after I'm done streaming. So, ooh, I started at 12 and it's already 1:30. Oh, we do not have much time left. Ruh-roh. Alright, let's keep going. Keep on keeping on. What was I saying? So pretty, actual stained glass. Thank you so much. Yes, stained glass. I do a lot of commissions like this, pet portraits and that sort of thing, so. Oh, itchy. So itchy. I'm back for a little bit before lunch. Welcome back. Glad to have you here again. Alright, we're gonna pull out our final little stretch of lead came. Ugh! Why am I so itchy? Alright, so we are going to cut this right here. Give ourselves an inch of extra space. I do glass paints, not as artistic and definitely not as fancy as you do. Aw. Well, thank you. I would love to see what you do. I would love to see your work. I have a Discord if it hasn't already popped up. I'm sorry, I'm like being a heathen right now. My face is just really itchy. If anyone wants to come in and post their work, you can feel free to do so in my Discord. You can also post links if you sell things or if you know people who sell things, like family member or friend or whatever. So. Gosh darn it. I want to see people's art. That's fine. I'm just messing around. I think just because I've been doing this so long, I'm so in the habit of taking pictures of everything. So, alright, I'm going to stretch this out. Gotta work on my upper body strength so I can pull it apart more easily. This cane is so thick though. I need to shut the shed door. It is so hot. Hi, Bean. Getting toasty. Whew, okay, there we go. I haven't done anything worth bragging about since I'm starting now. I disagree. It's always nice to humble brag. Or always good to humble brag, I suppose. 47 here, maybe snow tonight. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. The other night, it got down to 46 degrees here, which for Florida, that's cold. I'm cold. So I woke up frozen. It was awesome. I loved it. I'm usually just a scraphead engineer who cobbles stuff together out of garbage. That's awesome. The lead cane really does look so good. I've never used it before. A little scared of it, actually. It does just give... I love it because of the professional finish it gives. It is a little intimidating, though. I don't blame you. I remember the first time I used it, I was just cussing up a storm. I was so mad at it. It's like, why would anyone ever use this? But it's worth it, in my opinion. You just gotta get over the initial fear. Hey, Alicia. She is just the happiest little goat. Little chicken nugget goat. Well, it sounds awesome in my opinion. What do I know though? Ugh. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. So now, one day I shall have a go. Actually, your YouTube video made me want to try it. Yes! I hoped that that video would help inspire people to start, give it a try. Give it a little whirl. It's chilly here right now. I just popped outside and I could see my breath. Perfect. I miss the cold. Back in Sweden, we'd be having frozen gales by now. I definitely miss having cold weather. Like, I used to live in North Carolina, which definitely gets colder than Florida. So I live in Florida, which is usually just pretty toasty. Although we've been having very nice weather. Very unseasonably chilly weather here. So actually I think it's pretty normal. We moved, so we're in a different part of Florida, and you would think that most of Florida would have kind of like the same hot nastiness going on, but it really doesn't. There's a lot of variations in like biomes and environments and stuff, and even temperatures, so it's cool. We definitely like living here. Same latitude as me, I think. Florida? Or something else I said. Wrestle with the lead cane. Okay, there we go. Yay, our border is on. She's beautiful. Florida. I'm next to Spain. Oh. Florida is so far. I don't know. It's really far south though. Actually, before we start the back, we're going to complete the front bits. Looks so good. Thank you. Alright, so now you can see it a little better. I'm hoping to get a new camera soon. I really want a new camera. I want one for filming YouTube videos. I'm just trying to save up. The move was very expensive. So, trying to like replenish our stores. My uncle lives in Fort Myers. Oh, nice. Everyone has an uncle who lives in Florida. So I need to tack the back parts of this, that way it doesn't come up when we solder the front. So I'm just gonna go ahead and solder all of these little tiny lines. That way our lead cane sticks and doesn't pop up. I need to fix my lens, but it's not cheap. How do you cut the glass? I feel like petting the goat. She's nice. So how I cut glass is I have this tool right here, which is a glass cutting tool or a scoring tool, and basically what it does is there's a tiny little roller wheel right at the end. It's kind of like a sharp disc shape, but it's not sharp enough to cut. Like I can do this and it's fine. And what you do, if I can find a piece of glass to demonstrate that I don't care too much about. Here, this yellow piece. Gonna go lunch is here. Hit me up if you have camera questions. Oh, cool. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy your lunch. So we have our piece of glass here. Let me move this. So we have our piece of glass, and basically we just start it on one side, push down firmly, and this creates a superficial cut in the top of the glass. And then once you do that, it creates a weak point, and you can just break it. And that's how you get the control to break all the pieces the way that you want. All right, we'll start here. Clean off our iron. Yeah, no, it really is. It seems like when I first started doing stained glass, before I knew how to cut glass, I was like, how do they cut it? Like, this seems like magic, but it's actually pretty straightforward. And each piece of glass is going to be different. So there's different thicknesses of glass, there's different textures. Like, there's a lot of variability in glass depending on like the brand and color and everything. So sometimes like some pieces of glass is a little bit harder to cut than others. Makes me wonder if the medieval stained glass artists had something like that. Possibly. I actually don't know what they had. They probably did though. There's a lot of things that I don't think we know about, like what paint they used, like how they made the different paint colors. I've read a little bit about it, but I'm kind of bad about like completely educating myself on stuff like that. But it's pretty wild the things that they did. I mean, like, especially with the whole church construction in general. It's just wild. I fell down a wiki search hole. Maspalomas is the same latitude as Tampa. Is it? Really? I thought it was like so much farther north. Crazy. I'm like pretty good with maps too. I love looking at maps. Oh, it's because I've always just looked at like if I'm looking at a flat map, it's because of the curvature of the earth. Neat. I should check if my big book on medieval art, if it cut. Oh, it should. I cannot see why it would not. That's a cool book, by the way. I took a class in college called Medieval Cultures, and it was one of my favorite classes. I loved the professor. Loved her. And the class was really cool too. We learned about like all the different like art that they did and like the weird animals that they made art about. It's kind of cool. My favorite is one called the Bonnekin, and it's really gross. So just like look it up. Just look up Bonnekin, like medieval Bonnekin creature. It's pretty nasty, but it's cool. Kinda. It's more nasty than anything else. Just kind of hilarious. Lisbon is about the same latitude as Washington, D.C. So, significantly farther north. Alright, so this is good. There's a few places we need to fix up, but we'll go ahead, get the back soldered up, and then... Lucky if it rains. So what I'm applying right now is something called flux. Most stained glass artists use gel flux, and it's basically just what allows the solder to flow and stick to the copper foil. People who do like welding and stuff like that, they use flux as well, although it's I think welders use like a paste flux, not a gel. Gel, I think, is just specifically like a stained glass thing. So we just put a nice even coat over the whole piece. It doesn't really have to cover everything, but it's just easier to kind of spread it over everything because it needs to be on all the copper. So nice even coat. Essentially the sort of stuff I used in silversmithing. Yes. Yeah, liquid flux. I'm not familiar with it, so I am just guessing. Like when I think about like the big welding stuff, I'm pretty sure it's like a paste, but this is so relaxing. My dad used to do stained glass as a hobby. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Soldering is probably my favorite part. Now that I am more comfortable with doing it, it's very satisfying. No! Pieces of sharp glass. Also, foiling on a plane, that's next level foiling skills. Oh, also, someone asked earlier, and I'm sorry that I missed this question. Someone asked how I got the eyes on, like the pupils, and yes, I paint them on. I use something called Hebio Vitria 160 paint, and it's a glass specific paint. And that's how I add all the painted details and like shadows and any sort of extra things that I want to add to the piece. I'm sorry that I did not answer that question earlier. I saw it and I just like got distracted. Hey Mags, welcome! Gotta head off now, leave a lurk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. I was so happy to have you come in, and hopefully I can catch you next time you stream. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, I'm caught up. Sorry I'm late, no worries. I completely understand. Stuff happens. Normally I would cut the stream off at 2, but I want to try to at least just finish the bulk of the soldering on the back of this goat. Plus we've only been using this, or I've only been using our internet to stream, so we still have, I think, a decent amount of data left. Our hotspot resets on the 11th, though, so I'll have to check whenever I'm done streaming how much data I've used. What's been going on with your morning, Mags? Hopefully good things. Hopefully you're busy and it's good. My daughter came home from school with a fever yesterday and also this morning. Got her tested for COVID and she's positive. She's fine. Low fever, runny nose, and a little cough. Well, I hope she heals up well. My friend's kid had the same thing recently. Got diagnosed with COVID. But he was like still sprinting around and like just fine. So I think kids just have a little bit easier time with it. But I hope she feels better. I'll be praying for her swift recovery. One thing a doctor friend of mine told me is that time tea helps healing it in 3 to 4 days instead of 2 weeks. Ooh, that'd be nice. I really like trying to help like my own anything if I like start feeling sick or anything like that. I like drinking teas and trying to tap into like, you know, medicinal herb type things. But I haven't been sick since like 2014, so I think I got my diet down good enough that my immune system is like a tank. I just got tested, I'm negative, glad I'm vaccinated. Now she has to be home for 10 days. Well, hopefully she feels better. Then I have a book for you, SunBear. Yes, please send me books. If you want to join the Discord, if you haven't already, feel free. If you need me to post the link, but you can message me through Discord or post it on my Discord. So anywhere, really. I need to know more books like that. Yeah, for sure. The Goat Commission, looking good. Thank you so much, Coyote. How are you doing today? There's a fly that has flown into my shed because I leave the doors open, and it is still irritating me. You did? Wait, slot free? What slot? Where? On the Discord? Sleepy. I got a vaccination this morning. My immune system is trying to keep up. Oh. Well, hopefully your body feels better soon. Hi. What's up? Oh, I'm still streaming. I'm just gonna finish the goat up and then, or try to finish the back part of it. Okay. And then I'll probably be done soon. I absolutely abhor flies. Me too. And they're everywhere here because I live in the middle of nowhere. Good. Good, good, good. Sounds like she'll be just fine. if we're lucky, we're not gonna have to unwrap another roll of solder. You are so clear today, and the sound is great. Yay! There's like not a cloud in the sky, so it might be from that. This hotspot is something else, I'll tell you what. 5G hotspot. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. Okay, looks pretty good. My trip to Canada for Thanksgiving is canceled and are going to go at Christmas time instead. Just won't be a surprise. Well, at least you still get to go. Sometimes life just throws us surprises and things that ruins our plans. But you just gotta roll with it. Ah, thank you, RestreamBot, for pitching my Discord. Fantastic. I'll be lucky if my siblings come home for Christmas. Why do you say that? Or are they just somewhere far away? Travel restrictions, that sort of thing? Alright, the back is basically done. I have a few things I need to fix up. Usually I'm better at fixing things and being more focused on the details when I'm off stream though, so I probably am going to save this for in a little bit. My iron is at 410, and it basically stays at 410 all the time. We're going to raid someone on Twitch. So if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. I'm going to look on my phone now for like Twitch people. Sibling got a job abroad, theoretically remote for the time being. But they still need to get the company computer and they're slacking off. Ah, I see. Alright, Twitch. Hopefully, let me see if my friend is streaming. She does art streams. Glasswork Pixie. Ooh, I might do that. Let me see. Stand by, friends. I'm not logged in on my computer. Here, let me check. I just want to check if I have anyone who I know that's streaming. Otherwise, it'll be Glasswork Pixie. I usually like trying to raid smaller channels, if possible. Hey.